Hey guys, Constance here. Welcome back to A Good Life Farm. So today I'm bringing you into the kitchen to make a really easy and delicious quick bread recipe. I love making quick breads because first of all they're simple to make, but they just have a lot of flavor and not necessarily all the sugar that you might get in a cake, but they're still sweet or slightly sweet and tons of flavor, and they're great as a dessert. They're great as breakfast with a cup of coffee or a snack in the afternoon with a mug of tea. So they're very multi-purpose types of recipes. And so the one that I'm going to make today uses cranberries, which I mentioned in a Aldi's haul the other day that I absolutely love cranberries, and I don't just enjoy them on Thanksgiving, but I make other recipes with them as well. And this is one of those recipes. This one in particular you could make with fresh cranberries that you just kind of cut in half to make them a little bit smaller, or you can use dried cranberries. And I'm going to use dried cranberries today. And I'm also going to use oranges. This is an orange cranberry bread, and it's just wonderful, wonderful flavors that go together. Cranberry and orange, they just go so well together, and you'll really get to see that in this bread. So right now I have my oven heating up to 350 degrees, and I'm going to don an apron and we'll get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and prepare my baking dish so that it is ready when I'm finished making the bread here. I'm just going to go ahead and you can either grease and flour it, but I am going to go ahead and coat it with my mixture that I use for all of my baking. I have a recipe about this, an article about this on my website. I will put a link down below if you are watching this on YouTube or if you are watching this on Rumble, so that you can find that. Alright, I'm just going to set this aside for a few minutes. And I'm going to mix up my dry ingredients. I'm going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm just going to put them in a bowl right here. And I'm going to need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. A half a teaspoon of salt. And we'll just give these a quick mix here. Get those good and combined. So I'm going to start working on my wet ingredients. I've got a stick of butter, unsalted butter, or half a cup, depending upon how you measure out your butter. And I'm going to go ahead and put this into the bowl of my mixer. And this is going to get creamed together with some sugar, so I'm going to go ahead and use my electric mixer today, just because it simply makes my life a little bit easier doing it that way. And I'm going to add in 1 cup of sugar. I'm going to have to fill up my canister. And we'll go ahead and, now I'm going to go ahead and beat these until they're nice and creamy and airy. Okay, now I'm going to need 2 eggs, and I'll mix these in one at a time. I'm going to add in a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now for the oranges. Now I'm going to need about 3 tablespoons of orange zest. This doesn't have to be exact, but you want it to be about 3 tablespoons. And after I zest the oranges, then I'm going to go ahead and juice them, and I'm going to need a half a cup of orange juice. I'm just going to zest these into my dish here. Now to get 3 tablespoons of orange zest, you're going to need about 2 medium-sized oranges. So the number of oranges you're going to need overall will really just vary depending upon the size of your oranges and how juicy they are. But usually I can get everything that I need out of 2 oranges. So we'll go ahead and add the orange zest into my bowl here with the butter mixture. And then we will begin juicing the oranges. And again, you're going to need a half a cup of orange juice. Now I find it a little bit difficult to see orange juice through this green dish here, so I've got another measuring cup so that I can make sure I've got a half a cup of orange juice. And don't worry if you get orange pulp in your juice. It is not going to hurt anything. That'll actually probably just add a little bit extra orange flavor to your orange cranberry bread. Okay. And we'll pour the orange juice into the butter mixture. And we'll give these a quick mixing. Now we're going to take our dry ingredients and mix these in. We'll mix these until they're smooth, but when it's just about done, I'll go ahead and take a rubber scraper, rubber spatula here, and just kind of go around the bowl to make sure we have all the ingredients mixed in. Scrape the bowl. One more quick little mix. All right. Get all that thick batter off of the beater as much as possible. And now for the cranberries. Now you're going to need a half a cup. Now you can use fresh cranberries that you have sliced in half, or you can use dry cranberries. If you use sweetened dried cranberries, it's going to add a little bit of sugar to your orange cranberry bread, but it really is up to you. It's just a matter of taste. I prefer to use unsweetened dried cranberries when I can find them. Nowadays I'm finding them very difficult to locate. These ones that I'm using are sweetened with apple juice, and I order them through Bread Becker's when I order my wheat grains. So we're just going to go ahead and add these in. We'll fold them into the batter. Now we'll grab our loaf pan and we will just spread this batter into the pan. Now for the final touch, this is optional. I like to take about a tablespoon of turbinado sugar. Turbinado sugar is a very coarse, very crunchy sugar. Sometimes it's called demerara sugar. And I'm just going to take about a tablespoon of it and I'm going to sprinkle it over the top of the batter. I just like the kind of crunchy top that it gives to the bread. I think it looks pretty and gives it a nice sparkle. So this is optional, you don't have to do this. It's just something I like to do, just as a final touch. So now this is going to go into the oven at 350 degrees for 55 to 60 minutes or until it tests done with a toothpick. Alright you guys, so there is how you make the cranberry orange bread. It's a quick bread recipe, very simple as most quick bread recipes are. If you like this recipe and you would like to make it, I have a printable version of it on my website. I will put a link to that recipe down below if you are watching this on YouTube or if you are watching this on Rumble. And while you are there, be sure to check out all of my other quick bread recipes. I've also got lots of yeast bread recipes if you like making those, and over 700 recipes in total on the website. So thanks for joining me here again in the Homestead Kitchen. My name is Constance at A Good Life Farm. I will talk to you all next time.